And the voice from heaven said, "This is my child, the beloved, with whom I am well pleased." Hi, welcome back. Hope you've had a good break, a good Advent, a good Christmas, 12 days, a good worldly New Year, Epiphany, break. Did I say break? Yeah. I'm glad to see you. So God says, "This is my child, the beloved, with whom I am well pleased." God says this about Jesus, but I'm here to tell you that God says it about you too. You see, our God is well pleased with you. You may have trouble believing that some days, and some days you think maybe that means I've gotten one over on God. I do frequently. But I'm here to tell you that you are a banquet and a buffet of delightful things to the God who made you. No matter where you have been, no matter what we've done, no matter what shortcomings we seem to continue to find to trip over, maybe sometimes the shortcomings that we wallow in, no matter, we are a banquet of delight to God. I learned something in Cincinnati. I guess we all learn a little something in Cincinnati. When I was dealing with a ministry for people recently released from prison, the motto of that ministry was, "We are more, you and I, than the worst thing we have ever done." And I add, our lives are more than the worst thing ever done to us. You are God's child, the beloved. With you, God is well pleased. I promise you that this is true. God's soul delights in you and me. It seems as humans, biology dictates that we focus on negative things. Somehow there's a survival mechanism that says, look for what's wrong, that you can avoid it. But from a spiritual standpoint, it turns out you and I are not meant to live in our shortcomings. It turns out focusing on what's wrong does not give us life. No, in the spiritual sense, focusing on what's wrong robs us of life. It robs us of loving our life, and it robs us of living into our life. You will remember Jesus said, "Who among us can add 1 hour to their life by worrying?" And yet, so often, still, we do. Turns out, though, new things are springing forth in our lives. New semester, a new year. New things are springing forth in our lives, collectively and individually. And God desperately wants you and me to love the life that we're given. God desperately wants us to live the love that we're given. Because when we accept love and life from God, however God chooses to give them to us, when we take them and inwardly digest them, then we bless them, and then we should break them into pieces and share that broken, blessed love and life with all the world around us. That is our giving of a spiritual Eucharist known as the love of God. There are those who say, a bell's not a bell until we ring it, and a song's not a song until we sing it. But they really bring it home when they say the love that we're given isn't put there to stay, because love is not love until you give it away. I believe that is the God's honest truth. I believe that God is indeed love, and God is constantly giving God's self away. And it is not. The love of God is not a Hallmark card. The love of God is Jesus giving every ounce of love that he has inside of himself to the whole world, including and especially his enemies, giving every ounce of love and life he has inside of him until he could not give anymore, and then he died. That's the love of God. He gave it until he died. But Jesus, lest we forget, Jesus is God. God is love. And love and God never die. It turns out love lives longest when you and I embrace it and then share it with the world around us over and over and over again. And that is not dividing love, taking it and giving it to this person, this person, this person. You don't have to divide love to do that. It turns out when you give love away like that, you aren't dividing it, you are multiplying it. Has anyone here ever been to a wedding? Can we see some hands? We got heads nodding. Very good. We'll take that. Well, then you may have heard these 15 statements about love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious. Love is not boastful. Love is not arrogant. Love is not rude. Love does not insist on its own way. Love is not irritable. Love is not resentful. Love does not rejoice in wrongdoing. Love rejoices in truth. And love bears all things. Love believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Now faith and hope and love abide, these three, and the greatest of these is love. But have you heard these 15 statements about God? God is patient with us and with the world. God is kind, not mean. God is not envious. God rejoices in what blessings we have. God is not boastful. God is not arrogant. God is not rude. Believe it or not, God does not insist on their own way. This is particularly good to know. God is not irritable or resentful. God does not rejoice in wrongdoing. God rejoices in truth, as hard as that can be for us sometimes. But God bears all things we do. And God believes all things that are good and beautiful about us and about the creation. God hopes all things good for you and for me and for the world. And daily, every minute, every hour of every day, for infinity, God endures all things. Now, faith and hope and God abide, these three. Some days I don't do so well with a couple of those, but luckily the greatest of these is God, because God is love. So let's live into that love. Let's you and me love the life that we live. Because when we accept love and when we accept life as God has given them, when we take those and inwardly digest them, then we can bless them. Then we must break them into a million little pieces and share them. Take, bless, break, share the love of God with the world around us. And God's soul rejoices in us all the more. Amen.
Amen.